But, you know, I heard him coming in on the plane. I was listening, and I said to the people on the plane, watch this. This is Martin Luther King on steroids, okay? Now, I told that to Mark. I said, I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think you are Martin Luther King times 2.
Well, this Donald Trump speech aged like milk, didn't it?
Some naysayers out there to say, oh, that guy, he can't win the race. He's too far right. He's something wrong with him. He's crazy. Simple fact of the matter is, I'm not crazy. Because normal, ordinary, looks crazy to the insane. And what we're facing is the insane. So if they want to call me crazy, they want to call you crazy, let them call us that. Yes, sir. I look crazy to you because you're insane.
If you somehow didn't know, this is devout Trump stooge Mark Robinson, current Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina and Republican gubernatorial nominee for the upcoming election.
Mark Robinson has made dozens of disturbing and damning comments on a porn website. Some of the comments are frankly so disturbing that we cannot air them. But they include Robinson writing, quote, I am a black Nazi, and I wish they would bring slavery back.
You could have seen this coming from a mile away, given what we already know and have covered about Robinson's past. Check out our videos on demand about his hatred towards Simone Biles, but this new bombshell report from CNN's K-File gives a much more complete perspective on his history of hate.
I'm saying this now, and I've been saying it, and I don't care who likes it. Those issues have no place in a school. There's no reason anybody anywhere in America should be telling any child about transgenderism, homosexuality, any of that filth. And yes, I called it filth. Licking their pencils around, trying to write fierce as they can. Get every word of this here. Get every word of this. You can go to the doctor and get cut up. You can go down to the dress shop and get made up. You can go down there and get drugged up. But at the end of the day, you were just a drugged up, dressed up, made up, cut up, man or woman. You ain't changed what God put in you, that DNA. You can't transcend God's creation. I don't care how hard you try. The transgender movement in this country, if there's a movement in this country that is demonic and that is full of the spirit of Antichrist, it is the transgender movement. And this same people gonna tell me, you need to believe in global warming. And then they tell me, follow the science. Follow the science. You don't even know what gender you are. What do you know about science?
Robinson gave this extremely transphobic speech all the way back in 2021, years after he left multiple forum posts expressing his liking for trans adult films, a theme you'll become very familiar with.
This is seeing a man lifting weights against a woman. Lunacy is turning on the television and seeing a story in the local news about a man wearing a rainbow dress with horns in his head, his face all painted up, dressed up like a woman sitting reading to children. You know, back in the day, we had them kind of folks back in the day. Back when I was a kid, my mom used to tell me about it. She used to tell me, y'all go down in the playground now. If y'all see anybody out there hanging around in a raincoat, come on. And you don't see no pants hanging out in a raincoat, y'all get y'all stuff and come on home, folks. That's what we call a pervert. And you don't even get out there.
Right!
Everybody thinks this stuff is new. This ain't new. Somebody somewhere right now on the internet grooming somebody's child to put their hands on it right now. You ain't got no reason to be teaching these children that those kind of concepts unless you got some like the old folks used to say, some idea about putting your hands on it.
Irony and hypocrisy aside, the fact that Robinson was reportedly saying things like this on the forums of a porn website is peak Republican politics. There's no shame in liking whatever you're attracted to, and everyone, including Robinson, should have the freedom and security to express their sexuality in a safe environment as long as it's within the bounds, of course, of the law. But we have a major problem when you're actively campaigning on discriminating against the entire LGBTQ plus community and spreading dangerous, hate-filled lies solely to advance your political career. And we're speculating here, living in denial of who you truly are. Putting Robinson's reported sexual preferences aside, there's a lot more from his past that he should be ashamed of.
Posted on a porn forum called Nude Africa that he's a black Nazi, expressed support for reinstating slavery, and detailed his sexual arousal from memories of peeping on women in public gyms, and he still fantasizes about it. He also has an Ashley Madison account.
How dare you kink shame?
Good one, Greg. Illegally spying on women showering without their consent deserves to be joked about.
Another thing that we found was that Robinson used slurs on the website. We found that he often used anti-gay slurs, he used an anti-Jewish slur, he used an anti-Muslim slur, and he even disparaged civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., calling him a, quote, commie bastard, and Martin Lucifer then using a racial slur.
All right, so all of this, and again, just to emphasize, right, calling himself a black Nazi, right, was another thing you found.
I think that this is hilarious because there's a long history of hypocritical Republicans getting caught up in some messy sex scandal. During the entire, well, it's ongoing, so I can't say it's over, but this witch hunt against LGBTQ people has been led by a bunch of homophobes who themselves were in the closet, these folks who are getting caught in transgender relationships, people who are soliciting sex from, sex workers, like all kind of crazy stuff has gone down. And so I'm not surprised by the hypocrisy here that we're seeing on display.
We'll leave a link to the full report in the description box below so you can see Robinson's disgusting comments firsthand, since there's so much we can't safely air even online. And before we go into Donald Trump's long history with Robinson, former Texas congressional candidate and current staffer for Rep. Sheila Jackson, Isaiah Martin, will give some fantastic insight on how Robinson got so close to Trump and the MAGA movement.
Look at how easy it is for crazy people to get something from Trump. You see, Mark Robinson's been gum under the table for a long time. Mark wanted to become governor. So he felt like the best opportunity for him to get past the Republican primary is to get the Trump endorsement. So what does he do? He sucks on Trump's thumb. Trump loves it. He gives him the endorsement and he wins the Republican primary. The formula is pretty simple. If you flatter Trump, he will give you something. He's easy to manipulate. And that is exactly why he's dangerous.
This is a really good point that is not talked about enough. Trump's narcissism goes far beyond blind loyalty and self-service and makes him vulnerable to sycophants and allies smart enough to realize that all they have to do is kiss the ring enough to get whatever they want.
Crazy people who run for office want him because they know when they flatter him, they get something. He will sell out our country because they will make him giggle.
And just like Martin said, Robinson got what he asked for out of his Trump endorsement.
Mark Robinson, he's out there, he's fighting. He's fighting. He's a great one. I want to thank a very good man, and he's in there fighting. He's fighting, and we know he's a fighter. The next governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson.
He's a star, but a lot of times people say, well, this is going to be easy for him, and then they forget to vote. They don't go out to vote. You got to get out and vote, but you got to help him financially because you are all people that have a lot of money. I know 20 of you, and you're rich as hell. So anything you are going to do, it quadruple it. It doesn't mean it's anything. It's just, But let's go. Somebody that we have to be very, very careful. We have to cherish. We have to cherish Mark. He's a star. You have to cherish him. Amen. It's like a fine wine, because that's what you have. You have a fine wine. He's an outstanding person. I've gotten to know him so well and fairly quickly.
You clearly didn't get to know him well enough, or more likely, already knew what he was about and decided to bring him into the MAGA fold anyways. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.